Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Rodmus Rants. I'm Rodmus2099, as you probably know. So today I've been going through my old comics since I was bored. So I found and decided to rank my favorite X-Men villains. So let's start off. This is really just a personal list, not even going like, well, actually, this is the best. Like, give me your opinion on the top 3 or top 5 in the comments down below. This is just my personal opinion. So, I found at the bottom of my list is Marvel's Holocaust. He is Apocalypse's son. He's pretty cool, but I'm not a big fan of him. He never felt super. He felt like dangerous, but he never felt as imposing as Apocalypse did or as Mr. Sinister did. He just wasn't that kind of villain that was like scary. He was just like he's a bad villain to be like around, but he's not like oh my god, he is the best villain ever. He's just one of those kind of side villains that works pretty well. Then I found slightly above him at, I'm assuming, which is number 10, Toad. I gotta admit, I love Toad. I mean, he has such a bad mutant power, but I feel like it works to his advantage because it just kind of makes him a more interesting character. I love him, and he's a good villain, a straight up good villain. I think many people don't really like see because he's so different. He's just so different. I love him. I love him. Now, at number 9 are the Reavers slash Skullbuster slash who's the other main one? I forgot the main one. I love the Reavers. They're honestly pretty cool because they're mutant hunters and they hate them, and they were actually really cool in Logan. They were really cool in Logan when they beat up Caliban for information. They could have been so much scarier if they were the whole villain of the movie, and they like made Wolverine pick them off one by one in a cool first scene instead of just a clone of Wolverine doing it. I think that would have been cool. But they were pretty cool in the comics. That's why I own one of them, the Skull Basher. I do have the normal. I always call him Chopper Man because I don't know what to call him. But that guy, his head sculpt, I always have that on. Anyway, on to number 8 is Onslaught. I love Onslaught, but he just hasn't been in so many of my comics that I'm like, he's my favorite villain. He just hasn't. He's been in a lot of my comic books that I've read, but like right now when I'm going through them, I'm not like, oh, this one has Onslaught as the main villain. I have to read it now. It's always like, Onslaught's in there, but I don't know if he's the main villain. It's one of those kind of things. Next up on the list, number 7 is I do like when Silver Samurai is kind of depicted as a villain, but then kind of becomes a hero. He's always kind of seen as like somewhat a villain, and then kind of not really. And in the Age of Apocalypse story, him and his brother are really close, and he's evacuating everyone out of Japan. Honestly, he's a great guy in the Age of Apocalypse story. That's fantastic. I just love that storyline. So yeah. Number 6, I believe. Yeah, number 6 is Dark Phoenix. I like when she's a villain, because it shows just the power of Jean Grey. She is a nice villain because she's so close to the X-Men, kind of. If she wasn't as close, I think it would have been terrible for her to be the one who is... And she has so many relationships because she's married, she's dating Scott, has a son with him later. In love with Wolverine in a love triangle. Professor X knows her since she was a little girl. Like honestly, it's kind of a real bad situation that's really big. So that's what I kind of like about her. Number 5 is Juggernaut. Juggernaut was always kind of cool. I think he was the stepbrother or half brother of Professor X. And kind of the whole nobody can stop the Juggernaut was always so cool as a kid because like you have such a powerful villain who's going against literal just even powerful ones, and no one can stop him, and he's not weak to Professor X. He's honestly, he's one of my favorites. One of my favorite comic books is Who Stopped the Juggernaut. There's Bishop, Psylocke, and Beast. It was Beast, or it was one of them. I can't remember who, but honestly, I love that comic. Now, number 4, Mystique. Mystique. I like Mystique. She's a nice villain, sort of a breath of fresh air. But I kind of have to give her respect with Magneto, because she's been kind of one of those villains that are at a tie. So 4 is Magneto and Mystique, because they're both so close to Professor X and the rest of the X-Men, and then they are pretty big villains, and then they're heroes, and then they're villains. It's just a mixed match of them, and they are pretty powerful together, so you kind of have to have them together. That's kind of one of those things. It's never like, oh, Mystique is a great villain, but Magneto's better. No, they're kind of like always together, in my book, at least. Number 3. You already know it. Apocalypse. What? I'll explain. I love Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse is my favorite storyline. He's not my favorite villain, though. He never felt like the scary villain. And also, how the movie portrayed him, I just hated it. I hated every single moment of it. It was terrible. Honestly, just terrible. But you know what? I had to kind of just be like, alright, I'm sucking it up. The movie did him wrong, but he is a imposing villain. The thing is that he comes around a little bit, but there's kind of 2 different versions of him. There's the one in the Age of Apocalypse storyline that's kind of imposing and really bad and like a terrible guy, and he's a big villain basically. And then there's the one kind of in like the normal traditional, I don't remember if it was Age of Apocalypse or just Apocalypse, who's kind of just like, I need 4 horsemen to die, and then he dies too. I like him, but I only like one version of him. Number 2. It's Mr. Sinister. I love Mr. Sinister. You probably know this already. He is a great villain. He is unique. He has created characters. He has killed characters. He was a great in his video game adaptation in the Deadpool video game. He's fantastic. He's fantastic. But my number 1 villain, you probably weren't expecting this from me. It is a villain who has been in my Marvel Stop Motions and is going to be the big villain for the X-Men for the rest of their series, Shadow King. Now, you probably didn't notice him. Well, think about kind of what just happened recently with the Hulk. What happened to him? He just went crazy. I mean, Juggernaut, he just went crazy. He went taking over everything. I mean, that wouldn't happen from any normal telekinetic, especially since Professor X is dead in my series. Or is he? Honestly, so many plot holes are open, which you will see be filled slowly and surely with a psychedelic trip in a new Wolverine X-Men Stop Motion. It is going to be trippy. You are going to be confused. That's the point. That's why it's going to be a premiere. Ask me all the questions. It will have a little part where just you're asking me questions, because honestly, it is going to be a trippy Stop Motion. Get ready for it. But I loved him in everything he's been in. He was the main villain in Legion, so that's fantastic. Then he was also the main villain of his storyline, where Professor X goes and fights him, and he kills Amal Farouk. But he does not kill the Shadow King, and the Shadow King sticks around to kill Legion and take away Professor X's son. And honestly, it's fantastic. And he is a threatening villain, because he is a telekinetic that you usually don't see. You only feel him in your mind. He's taking over, doing everything. It's just... fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. If you haven't read a storyline with him in it, I'd recommend doing that, because it's good. It's good. Anyway, thank you for joining me on Rodimus Orion's X-Men Edition. I will see you in the next video where I do something crazy. I want to thank you again, guys, for 85 subscribers. That was a goal that just kind of, like, I always wanted that amount. Because I always kind of was like, 85... is a close number to me. So I wanted to thank you guys for it. course, I hope that we continue to grow. We are growing at a pretty increased rate, so why don't you just tap that subscribe button on the screen? It is so easy. Just tap it. We can hopefully get to 100 subscribers before this, like, 3 weeks. If we get it before 3 weeks, I will do some very, very, very special video. So Tuesday, what day would that be? Sometime in July. July 16th. June 16th. If we hit 100 by then, I will do some special thing for all of y'all. So tap that subscribe button. It's on the screen now. There's also a Marvel playlist with all my stop motions in it, and there is an X-Men stop motion and the Taskmaster video. If you don't know what's in the Taskmaster video, in the description is a the little behind of list. I need some voice actors to play some characters in a upcoming Marvel one and Avengers one. So if you like X-Men, you can play an X-Men character if you sign up for the Canadian. If you sign up for that, please do it. I want some voices, so all you gotta do is record them and leave them in any description of leave them in any comments of my videos. I don't care which ones. If it's this one or 10 ones or my 10th video in the future, please do that. That would be great. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.